Well,
don't like
hello
how
there,
high
and welcome
pitched you
to
go when you.
episode
No, no, shush, shush,
155.
shush, shush. I don't like how high pitched you do when you do your fake moaning. It really weirds me out when we're about like you're 3 seconds off clicking go on the podcast, and you're like, hello and welcome to, and it just
I
weirds me
didn't
out,
say
Colin.
anything. I can't help but think that you're imagining these sounds, which is quite worrying if you're imagining these.
It's wishful thinking.
Yeah, yeah. I never make any noises when you penetrate. Oh, anyway.
Oh,
Hello, hi. This is Heroes of Handheld. We are a podcast. Yes, audio goodness. We talk about handheld gaming, and sometimes we even talk about gaming that isn't anything to do with handheld, because we like to break the fourth wall. We like to smash through with our quiffy haircuts and our really cool hats, eh, Chris? So I've got to put this to Chris, because like when we came onto the Google Hangout, which is how we record the audio and do the video element of the podcast, just a little heads up, if you want to watch us do the podcast, you can go to Heroes of Handheld on YouTube. All the links are on our website, or just search Heroes of Handheld on YouTube. There you go. But I loaded up the Hangout, and Chris joined it, and he was sporting a rather gangstery looking, rather R&B centric cap. And this seems to be a trend.
It's Captain America-y, which obviously is my jam.
Yeah, it's got a big old Captain America symbol on it.
Yeah,
but,
it's the only pity is the sun's gone out of it, so it's not really as okay to wear it.
Well, no, that's what I'm trying to get at. Are you wearing it because of the sun? Obviously, you can't do that now. So are you wearing it for the fashion element? Because you do get people who wear these caps as a fashion statement, no matter what the weather is. And they even wear them inside. And people don't
people
bat
who
an
wear
eyelid
them
because
inside.
it's part of the fashion. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like one person on Facebook who with their cap all the time inside, and it's like, get over yourself, just brush your hair.
Yeah, I've got someone like that. His name rhymes with Miss Beerson. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, welcome back to Heroes of Hunter. We talk gaming, and we've got quite a lot to get through today. A lot of stuff has happened over the past week, so just going to quickly skim through some minor things. Gears of War 4 is out this week, and the hype is real, people. The hype is real. Gears of War 4, amazing. PlayStation VR, I believe, is out next week, or is it the week after, or is it this week? No,
I think it's this week, isn't it? All the reviews are out.
Yeah, I was reading a few before we came on air. It seems like most of them are positive.
Okay.
But universally, what I'm seeing is people are saying that now is not the right time to invest in VR technology because it's in its infancy. There's not really much quality in the games at the moment. Like, it looks cool, you know, putting a headset on and being immersed in the game is cool, but there's not really many decent games at the moment, which I think is worrying. But PlayStation VR is obviously a cheaper option than the Oculus Rift or what's the one by HTC? Isn't it Vive?
Vive?
Yeah.
Hey, do you know what I'm doing on Saturday? Have I told you
What are you
this?
doing on Saturday? No, what are you doing?
I'm going to the PlayStation Roadshow to try out the VR headset because they're doing like this kind of tour of the UK. 3 days in Edinburgh, 2 days in Sheffield or whatever. And yeah, it's in London this weekend. So actually, I think it's there now. But I'm gonna go try it out on Saturday morning, which I'm really excited for.
It sort of shows that Sony and PlayStation feel that it is a fantastic piece of hardware if they're very confident that by going around the UK and showing it off to people, it's going to potentially encourage greater sales of PlayStation VR, which is good to see.
I 100% think I'm going to not like it because you know how, like, I love tech, but I'm also the worst for getting travel sick. And I think it's just going to mess with me too much.
It's not going to be for you at all then, I'd imagine.
Well, I've got to give it a try, haven't you?
I can't help but think I'm more excited for the potential films and TV shows they can make using this. Like, in terms of gaming, I feel at the moment it's very limited in what companies can do. I mean, the big genre that's really going to flourish in this genre of gaming has got to be the horror genre.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the jumpy Slenderman types.
Oh god, Slenderman with, oh my god, with VR would be fucking creepy. I wouldn't do it. I'm a wimp when it comes to games. Whenever there's a horror game I'm about to play, I always Google and YouTube the ending so I don't get scared. But yeah, I've seen some demos of horror games on the PlayStation VR and just VR in general, and they do look really, really creepy. But I think the idea of watching a documentary, a David Attenborough documentary, with a VR headset, being immersed in like, I don't know, like the African savannah or whatever, or in like Antarctica or something would be amazing. Like, because you can look around and see all the different animals and different things going on. I think that'd be awesome. That's what I'm looking forward to. But I'm interested to see what you think of it, though, especially as someone who has travel sickness. So,
yeah, I'm really curious.
Do you know what games you're going to be playing, or have they not revealed?
No, they've not said. Yeah, they've not really said. I wonder if you'll get the choice or not, or if they'll just plonk everyone in the same one. But
Wouldn't
it's like, yeah, it'd be very interesting.
Wouldn't it be awesome if you could play the Batman VR game from Rocksteady, which is out now?
Well, that's the dream. That's meant to be the best one. I was listening to another podcast earlier, and I know the chat's reviewing it said that most of the games are like, there's a mix, but the Batman game is the best one.
It's weird.
So yeah.
I've only seen one review, and what they've said is that it's really cool in the sense that you can look around and find clues for crimes, but when it comes to actually interacting with other characters in the game, it sort of falls down a little bit because obviously you can see your hands in the game, but you can stand there with a character in front of you, you can swipe your hands at them, put your hand through their face, and they just don't react at all. They just stand there and like sort of loses the immersion a little bit when that happens.
Yeah, there's still... And I do wonder as well how they're going to solve the idea of movement in that you, like, if it's so realistic that it's like you're there, except you don't walk, you push a stick to walk, that's just going to send all sorts of confusion out.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're going to address that, unless they just don't do first-person stuff, which kind of defeats the object.
Don't you need a PlayStation Move to play PlayStation VR?
You do, and a PlayStation Eye as well, or a camera anyway.
I didn't realize that because I think a PlayStation released a video the other day, just a 2-minute video of an unboxing video of what to expect when you buy a PlayStation VR. And he waited till right at the end to say, don't forget, you need a PlayStation camera to use VR. Bye. He's like, bye. Oh, okay, thanks. Another thing we have to buy.
Yeah, all best.
Yeah, come on with that. But no, that's out soon. So I'm sure we'll get more reaction to that when it's more in the mainstream. Is the Oculus Rift out yet? I think it might be.
Yeah, I think so.
People don't really talk.
I don't know. I know. I'm thinking of the Ouya, Oculus Rift.
Have a look. Do a little Google for me.
It looks like you can pre-order it.
Yeah.
Or can you buy it? I don't really know, to be honest.
It's weird. They didn't really talk much about it. I think the Vive's out, isn't it?
Yeah, it came out earlier on this year, September.
It's weird. I'm so not in the loop of VR technology at the moment. I hear all these stories, but in terms of, I don't know anyone who's got one. Because as I've said, I just think at the moment it's a bit silly getting one when the VR technology is in its infancy. I don't think there's much point in that. Anyway, so quite a lot we need to talk, quite a lot of things we need to get through, loads of stuff happening this week. Another thing I wanted to quickly mention is what I've been playing this week. So as part of the Black Friday Xbox One I purchased last November, I got a month subscription to EA Access, which I haven't got around to redeeming, but I did a couple of weeks ago because of FIFA 17, which is out now. So you always know when a FIFA game comes out, you'll see all the videos from the Lad Bible and things like that, where it's like men shunting their girlfriends and buying FIFA 17 and basically saying, oh, you're dumped because I love FIFA 17. They always do these stupid, well, they're quite funny sometimes, but the funniest one I saw was last year when FIFA 16 came out. Like, it was a guy filming in his car. He had his girlfriend in the back, and in the front seat was FIFA 16 with a seatbelt on. It was quite funny. But yeah, FIFA 17 is out. I redeemed my EA Access subscription, month free subscription, because if you are on EA Access, you get the trial for FIFA 17. So I've downloaded that. And I've been playing the Journey, the campaign mode on FIFA 17.
Like the single player, as it were.
I'm really enjoying it. I was playing it before we came on. I'm surprised at how much I enjoy it, and they have actually put quite a lot of effort into it. Now, obviously, the characters all look really good. Each character's, really well developed, in my opinion. And you can actually choose the conversations that you have with people. It's similar to Telltale, actually. Like, someone will say something to you, and you can respond to it. You can either be, I think there's three options. You can either play it cool, be thoughtful, or be fiery. And depending on what your response is, will change your relationship with other characters. And it's got a timer as well, so it is similar to the Telltale style of games. But I'm really enjoying it at the moment, actually. Really straightforward story, really. I got a kid, wants to be a footballer. There you go. But you choose what team he signs for, and then obviously they include character players and the manager from the actual team because they've done the what's it called, the capture imagery capture thing. And some of the players look better than others, but as you'd expect, because they couldn't get the voices of all these players, they've added in some characters and players who don't exist, so you can actually talk to them properly and have conversations. But it's really good. It's you get a lot of game play as well out of it, and depending on how you play, depends on how much you'll play in a game. So if you don't play very well in one game, you'll be a sub, and if you play really well in the game, the next game you'll start. But it's really interesting. I'm really enjoying it actually so far. And it's a nice.
Is it not boring just playing as the same person for an entire FIFA match though?
Well, no, that's the thing. Like, you can, when you're not in a game and there's the story element, obviously you're just, the character's called Alex Hunter. You have no choice. His name's Alex Hunter. That's who you play as. But when the game starts, you can either choose to play as him on his own, or you can play as the whole team. And
okay.
It is much more fun playing as the whole team, believe me. Because if you're just one player, you're just standing there waiting for the ball to get to you, and it's just like, this is no fun. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. FIFA 17 actually plays really well, and I like the changes they've done to the free kicks, penalties, and corners as well, especially the penalty. I know there's been a lot of funny videos online of people failing at taking penalties, but in the past, they've done it where you don't actually get much say in how you take your penalty. You have a set run up, and then you just have to, there's like a tiny little mini game where a little line goes along this meter, and you've got to click the B button or the square button, depending on what console you've got, when it hits the green part of this this scale. If you get in the green, chances are you're going to score, but if you miss it, you're going to miss the goal, basically. But now you actually get a bit more say on where you place the ball. You can choose your run up as well, so you can actually properly define how you take your penalty, which I do really like. But the game seems a lot more fun. FIFA 16 had some issues with passes going astray, as it were. So if you wanted to pass to a player, it'd end up going miles the other direction. But now they seem to have made it a lot tighter and a lot better. So really am enjoying it. Obviously, I've only got the trial. I don't know whether I'm going to fork out money. I normally miss out every other year with FIFA. So I've got FIFA 16 as part of my Xbox One package with Black Friday. I'll probably miss out this year, even though I'm enjoying it, because I don't really want to spend the money on it. I'll probably wait till FIFA 18 comes out. And I hope they further develop this campaign mode, because it is really good so far. And I'm really enjoying it. I like story elements in my games. It gives it a bit more personality, it makes it a bit better than just your standard, here's a match. Ultimate Team. There you go. But I've been enjoying that. So that's what I've been playing this week. I just wanted to mention that because it's very good. I've also actually downloaded Titanfall. That's part of EA Access as well. So I will report back on how Titanfall is once I've played that. I've never played that, but hopefully it's good, because I know the second one's coming out to PS4 as well, either later this year or next year. But I'll report back on that once I've played it. Anyway, Chris, what have you been playing this week?
Well, Colin, I've been playing a lot of Solitaire on my phone.
Great.
I have been playing quite a bit of the game Math Genius, which you remember I downloaded for 99 apps.
Yes.
I don't want to be arrogant, but I think it's not quite designed at someone like me.
Okay.
Level 4, one of the questions is 4 plus 4 equals what? So
wow. Okay.
I think I might have slightly misjudged the audience for this one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's some of them are a bit hard. Sometimes I'm just playing it now. Sometimes you have to do a bit of dividing. That's quite tricky. To be honest, I think if I had kids, it would probably be great. But not really designed. When they said genius, I thought, oh, sick. We're going to get into some like really sticky ratio maths and some physics, and no, not quite. But you know what? It's probably a good learning tool if you want your kids to be up on maths. Apart from that, I've not really been playing anything. I played a bit of Rocket League over the weekend, which I still really enjoy. They've just added a new mode with weapons and stuff, which is a bit too. I think it makes it a bit overcomplicated, but some people will love that mode. It's just not really for me. Apart from that, I've not really been playing very much, to be honest. Just been sort of solitaire and Pokemon Go.
Fantastic. That's great. So, talking of 99 apps, 99 problems, but an app ain't one. You played Solitaire, haven't you? That was the game.
No, I played the maths game. Yeah,
That was
Solitaire was just for kicks.
So I've been playing a game called Forces Run, and it's a load of crap, to be honest with you. It's an endless runner, and you choose what military force you want to be. So you can play as the Marines or the Army, or who else is there? I'm sure there's others. And then your character's running along this path, and you have virtual controls. Either you click left, click right, and then you have to collect medals. And that's what it is. It doesn't control very well. It's very boring, and it's free to play, and there you go. And it doesn't look very nice either. So it's called Forces Run, Endless Runner. So many Endless Runners out there which do it so much better than this. Don't waste your time. Just don't bother. Just don't bother. Just don't even consider it for a second. So what are you going to be playing this week, Chris?
Okay, I'm going into the trivia section of the iStore.
I'm going to go into trivia as well.
Because I don't really get enough trivias. I'm going to play a Christmas... No, I'm not playing that.
Yeah.
Let's play Ultimate Movie Trivia Disney Edition. That'll be good.
Anything Disney is...
Yeah, I'll give that a run. It's got 3 stars on the board, so you know it's going to be great.
How would you find the trivia section? I don't have trivia as one of my categories.
Do you know what? Under the game section?
Let's have a look. Oh, yes, I just can't read. It's right at the bottom. Right, let's see what we've got. So which one are you playing? Which one are you doing?
I'm playing Ultimate Movie Trivia Disney Edition.
I'm going to download... Do you remember that obsession with games like 4 Picks 1 Word all those years ago?
Yeah.
I miss those sort of games. They were fun.
You loved them.
I did
love them. You loved
mine.
4 Picks 1 Word to the point where you'd start Googling the answers so you could beat your girlfriend.
I did feel bad. Well, I beat my girlfriend anyway. Hey! Back in the kitchen. Is that okay? Okay, I don't think that's okay. Right, so I'm going to play a game called Guess the Character Endless.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So it looks like a similar game to 4 Picks 1 Word. Looks like I have to name the characters as they show me blocks of their faces. So there you go. So I'll play that next week. But looking forward to our reviews on those. But you mentioned the D word. So as you know, Chris, I love the dick. But the other D word I love is Disney. So, talking of Disney, as you know, big fan. I'm sure you're a big fan as well. So, I know you're excited about this because I saw you shared the article on Facebook. But VANS...
Oh, I'm so excited.
Who have previously...
go with this. I am so excited.
Who have done a lot of collaborations with companies that we like gaming... films, things like that. The most recent one, I think, was Nintendo, or more precisely, it was Super Mario. I think you got Mario shoes, didn't you? Mario
that's not true, Colin, because it did do some Zelda shoes as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. There you go.
It was mostly Mario.
Did you buy Mario? I think, didn't your partner buy you some shoes? I bought
the... Oh, I've not got them in here, damn it. I bought the Super Nintendo ones. But
oh, yes, I remember that. But I was very excited by this, and I'm glad that Chris is as well. A new collaboration is coming between VANS and Disney, and more precisely, Toy Story. OMG, so excited.
So excited.
A range of really cool design shoes here from VANS. I'm just having a look at them now, looking at them now. Potentially the best part about all of this is the fact that at the bottom of the shoe, you know, in the first few films, Andy wrote his name on the bottom of the shoes of the boots of Woody and Buzz and all his toys. So on these shoes, you actually get that on the base, on the sole of the shoe. So it has Andy written on there as if it's been written in marker pen. But what's even nicer, let me see if I can find a proper image of this just to make sure I am correct. I think they've even done it in the way that the N is backwards. Just
they have.
Oh, it's so good. I'm just looking at these shoes here. Which one out of all of these are you
to be honest,
for?
Colin, there's at least 3 that I'm eyeing up, and I need to actually narrow down because I think these things will sell out pretty fast.
They are. I mean, there is a VANS shop in my local town, and I went past there today, and there's no signage up whatsoever.
Yeah, they come out on Friday.
Yes.
I think they come out on the 7th, so they're probably not allowed to put them out yet.
But I don't know. I remember when the Mario ones came out, they actually had a Wii U set up in this VANS shop. Which
they did, didn't they?
So good. But looking at these designs here, there's 3 that are taking my fancy. I love the Buzz ones. Just your standard green and white Buzz ones. I love the Woody ones as well, with the cow skin and the blue denim at the front and the little yellow jacket color inside the shoe as well. But I really like the ones that are like his boots as well. So those high top ones.
Oh, you've actually just picked out the exact same 3 that I'm keen on.
Oh, that's so good. The pink one, I don't think so. But I do also like the black Buzz Lightyear high top one as well. That is very pretty.
Oh, and even I think the Aliens one is quite fun as well.
Yeah,
they're all just top, aren't they?
They're so well designed as well. Long may these collaborations just keep coming and coming because they're so good. And I think you're right; they are going to sell out very quickly. I know that the Mario ones did sell out very quickly in my local store. So on Friday, I'm going to try and nip down there on my break. And if they're not there, I may have to try and buy some online. I mean, the problem is because I have ridiculously shaped feet. It's really hard for me to buy shoes online without trying them on first. So,
what size are you there, Colin? I think you're probably an 11.
I'm 12.
12. Shona's a lucky lady.
You know what I say about men with big shoes?
Big dick.
Big bells. Anyway, so yeah, very excited by that. I just wanted to bring that up because we love Toy Story and we love shoes. There you go. So that's coming out on Friday. I don't know, has this been officially confirmed? Because on this article on the Metro, they say there hasn't actually been a confirmation, but it's just rumors online that it's going to be Friday.
Well, yeah, because the Disney article says it's Friday. So,
okay, right. So maybe VANS haven't confirmed it, but it's just Disney who have. So there you go. But it's really exciting. They look very nice. And if you haven't checked them out, just Google VANS Toy Story, and you'll be very impressed by the designs. Right. So there's still so much more to talk about.
I know.
Right, very brief one here. I'm just going to get this one out of the way. We've got an announcement as to when the PlayStation Experience will be happening this year. So at the end of this year, in December, a couple of months' time, from the 3rd to the 4th of December, the PlayStation Experience 2016 will be happening in Anaheim. And I believe that's in the United States of the Americas, I believe. I think Anaheim's a state or a city. Maybe it's a city. Maybe.
I think it's a city. Is it in there? I don't know. I don't want to guess where it is. You keep talking, I'll look it up.
So this is the Experience event. It happens quite a lot where you get to play some games and maybe some announcements. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of PlayStation VR showcased at this event of upcoming titles. But just wanted to quickly mention that because that was doing the rounds online. What else shall we talk about? Right, let's quickly talk about Pokemon Go then. So, we've sort of gone quiet on the old Pokemon Go front. I am still playing it. Not as much as I was, but I do pick it up every now and then and, get some more Pokeballs at the Pokestops and catch
Anaheim's in California.
There you go. Very nice. But Pokemon Go, even though the downloads have slowed down quite a lot, it's still making $2 million a day. A day, people. Unbelievable,
mental, isn't it?
That by people purchasing coins and buying extra bigger rucksacks and more incubators and things like that. Apparently, back in July when it launched in the West, it was making $16 million a day. That is absolutely incredible.
I'm going to embed a link when we put the article up to an interview with the CEO of Niantic called John Hankey. It was on a podcast which I listened to actually earlier today, which I'd never heard of before, but called Recode Decode, and they had an hour's sit down with him. It was so interesting hearing him talk about this game and the process of getting it made and how kind of involved Google were and their sort of motivations behind getting people outside. Yeah, really interesting, and it is incredible how popular this game continues to be, and how much, because the thing is, I don't think it's that aggressive with the way it makes you spend money as well. Like, you could quite easily play a lot and never spend a dime.
Yeah, that's true. Literally, it's probably the least aggressively marketed game out there. Really, it's just well-made game, and as you said, you don't need to pay any money to enjoy it. I've not paid any money, and I still enjoy it. I don't. Have you paid any money? Have you given?
I've maybe spent a little bit.
No, you haven't. You haven't. What have you spent money on? Just the coins. And what have you bought with those coins?
Coins for incubators. Incubators for eggs. Eggs for mons. Yeah, but Colin, ask me what level I am.
Or you just put your Pokemon in gyms and get the coins that way. Just saying. Didn't think of that, did you?
Ask me what level I am.
Let me guess. 30?
No, not 30.
25?
25.
I'm only 4 behind them. I'm catching up.
Yes, I'm sure you'll do 4 levels very quickly. 20 are notoriously slow.
No, I'm still enjoying Pokemon Go. I'm not as obsessed as I was, but when I'm walking to work on my breaks, I pop it open. Try and get those KMs in to hatch those eggs. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, it's become a lot more passive for me. Like, I'll play it kind of in my pocket whilst I'm walking or running or something, and not necessarily go out and be like, I must farm 10k eggs.
The other day, I was out at about 11:30 in Bournemouth Town Centre because I'm such a rascal. But I saw near where a gym is in my local town, 3 teenage boys, probably about 16, 17, I'd say, all with hoodies, all staring at their phones. And it was so obvious that they were there trying to take over the gym really late. That's the best time to take gyms because there's no one else to compete with you. Whereas during the day, there's loads of people.
I like to call it the late night gym strike.
That's what I call my sexual endeavors. Right, so that's very good. Well done, Niantic. And I'm sure that podcast you listened to, Chris, was very nice. Right, so one more thing to talk about. Now, this is probably the biggest thing in terms of handheld gaming and just handhelds in general. So yesterday, Google did a press conference titled Made by Google. Now, I knew this was coming because they put sponsored ads on my Facebook and not Twitter, on my Facebook page, not my Facebook page, but my Facebook timeline. And they kept saying October 4th, hashtag made by Google. And then like the Google outline would disappear, and it would just be like the lines from the letters, and that would merge together into the shape of a phone. So it's obvious what it's going to be. But it sort of took us all a little bit by surprise. It seems like Google are trying to become more like Apple. And they released details of a load of different devices that are coming out. And they're all called, well, it's all made by Google, but it's all part of the Google family. So we're going to quickly read through all the devices that were announced by Google yesterday. So the first one, and the most, I'd probably say the most important one to talk about, is the mobile phone that they've announced. Now, as you know, Google own Android, and they've had phones in the past, but previously, the phones that have been developed have been made by other companies for Google. This one is actually developed and has been created by Google 100% by their own development teams at their headquarters, apparently. So that's what makes this one different. It's called the Google Pixel phone. That's its name. Okay. It looks very smartphony and iPhoney. It looks very similar to an iPhone, in my opinion. And interestingly enough, when they released the video promoting it, there was a lot of nods and a lot of swipes at Apple in it, saying how there's going to be a headphone jack in, saying because each time they said a feature on this phone, they said refreshingly new. And when it came to the headphone jack, it said refreshingly ... old. Or something like that, just a little not like saying Apple was stupid. But they've also said that their phone has the best camera on any smartphone on the market. So the rear camera is a 12.3 megapixel camera. And according to the research they've made, it was a test by DxO Labs. They tested all these different cameras and things like that on these phones. It is the best phone, and not best phone, the best camera available on a smartphone. So that's very interesting, because you just think, can these cameras on phones get any better? Because they're so good anyway. They're just so good. They've also advertised and promoted the fact that there's no unsightly camera bump on the back of this phone, because apparently that's something that features on the iPhone 7. And there's also a range of colors for this phone. There's black, there's blue, white, but it does look very similar to an iPhone, in my opinion. Obviously, this phone is going to have Android on it, the latest version of the Android operating software. But I'm sort of looking forward to this. I think it looks very nice. Potentially the most exciting part of this phone is the fact that you can take as many pictures as you like. You can take as many videos as you like, high definition videos and pictures, and you've got unlimited space.
How does that work? How could that possibly work?
I think it's because, and
the Google Docs or something.
Yeah, well, it's related to Google Drive in the cloud. So with Apple, if you use up I think it's called the iCloud, that's it. If you use up, every person gets this allocated amount of space in the cloud on Apple. But once you've used up all that space, you have to pay to get more. But with Google, what they're saying is you'll never have to do that. You have unlimited space. You can store as many pictures and as many videos as you like in this cloud storage service, which is actually really, really cool. In my opinion, I mean, my iCloud is completely full. It's been full for ages, so I can't add anything to it. But it is really nice. It's a really good feature, that. So you don't have to worry about deleting anything to free up any memory, because they'll straight away be stored for you. So that's a nice feature. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Chris?
I think it's going to be great until someone fucks it up for everyone else. So do you remember a thing called Microsoft OneNote?
I think so.
OneNote was a kind of like a online notebook file storage system, which was really good. It was synced up with Hotmail and stuff. It was all that kind of family. And forever they promised unlimited storage, until one guy uploaded, I can't remember what he uploaded, but it was something ridiculous. It was something like 10 teraflops of data, like one of those stupidly high numbers. And then OneNote were like, no, you can't have it. No one's getting unlimited storage anymore. And I think Google might do the same. I just feel like there's going to be some smart ass who's like, all right, you know, unlimited photos, let me test that, and is going to mess it up for everyone else.
I'm sure there will be people who will test it. I'm sure that will happen, but I'm hoping that Google have anticipated this happening and are prepared for it. Surely.
Yeah, and maybe it's to do with the way photos are taken, or I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But I think the actual announcements are really exciting. I was just on the website, which is, if you want to, we'll put a link, but it's madeby.google.com, and you can just kind of browse all the things they announced. It's really pretty. The VR headset looks really nice. The phone does look like an iPhone.
Another thing about
an iPhone, but it is pretty.
I don't know how Google managed to do this, but they are claiming that the phone, you can charge up to 70% in 15 minutes. That is pretty darn impressive, in my opinion. And also, unlike other phones, any updates, any software updates will automatically be downloaded in the background without you having to do anything. So with Apple, they constantly keep saying, you got a new update, and it takes ages to do. But with this Google phone, it'll just do it in the background for you whilst you're still there.
I feel a bit miffed, though, that they are promoting it with a battery that lasts all day. Like, that should be standard. That's not a thing to say. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not like, oh, guess what? Your battery won't run out by the time you get home from work.
It is interesting that they say it's really quick to charge, but it doesn't say how long that charge depletes.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And also, this Google Assistant thing, it's like, I've had phones on Android before, and the Assistant wasn't that good. I don't have a lot of faith.
But have you looked at the details of this new what's it called? These things, voice. What are they called?
Google Assistant, isn't it?
Well, no. What are they called? Like Siri and
like voice.
Whatever they're called, like Siri.
Voice butlers.
Yeah, voice butlers. Yeah. So they were marketing this quite heavily in this press conference about the Google Assistant, which is supposed to be revolutionary in the world of talking phones. It's better than Siri because apparently you can actually have conversations with it. So you don't have to ask it question after question. You can have apparently have a proper conversation. So, for example, I think the example they said was, I want to go to the cinema, what's on? And straight away, Google Assistant gave all these things. And then the person said, but I want to take my kids. But just by saying that, it straight away knew to find films that were okay, like, U-rated or PG. So it's saying that it's a lot smarter, and straight away it will know what you can have a proper conversation with it, and you can find information quicker. I've never really been a big fan of the whole Siri and voice things. I just don't get it. I don't see the point of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I just feel like a bit of a twat using them as well.
I know what you mean. So I'll quickly skim through everything else that they announced. As you said, they have released a VR headset as well, which is called the Daydream View. So this is going to work with your Google Pixel phone. So it'll slot in to a little compartment at the front, and you download apps, and then you use these apps and have a VR experience, apparently. So it's going to apparently... I'm just having a look here. It supposedly weighs 2/3 of the weight of the Samsung rival Gear VR. So this isn't really a proper competitor to PlayStation VR or the Oculus Rift, because you're just using your phone with this, and you download apps, and then you can immerse yourself. And it does look very comfy. I watched some videos actually of this VR set. It's made of like a fabric-y material, so it looks really comfy to wear. It's really light, and it comes with a handy controller as well, which helps you play these VR games and have these VR experiences. It's very cheap as well compared to the other ones. Apparently it's just £69. So there you go.
That is cheap.
Not bad. So that's another thing they announced, the VR headset. They also announced the Home. I think it's just called Home. Google Home. So this I don't really get at all. It's a box you put in your house, and it's similar in a room in your house, and it works with Google Assistant once again, and you can talk to it, and it'll respond to you and do your requests you have. So it'll say, you can say to it, Google, play some music from my iTunes, and then it'll know what music you've got, and it'll play music. If you've got contraptions or devices in your house that are can be controlled by phones, you can say, Google, dim my lights, and it'll dim your lights and things like that. But it looks quite ugly. It's a bit creepy, and surely this is a sign that AIs are going to take over the world, in my opinion.
A bit far, isn't it? It's a bit like that episode of The Simpsons with Pierce Brosnan in.
Oh yeah, when he's the voice of the house.
He falls in love with Marge, doesn't he?
Oh,
which I think is probably a parody of a film or something. I'm sure it's not a concept, but yeah, it's just a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, just let a phone be a phone.
Well, this isn't a phone. This is something different. This is just a
yeah,
box
okay, but
goes in your room.
Like, it's just weird. Like Google Home, Apple Home as well, that they've tried to flog when iOS 10 came out. It's just weird. Chill out. Do phones.
It's interesting that all these things are, work together, similar to how Apple devices work. So your phone will link to the Home, and then you can control Home using Google Assistant, which is also linked to your phone as well. And then also the VR set works with your mobile as well. So it all links together. And a few other things they announced. They announced a new version of the Chromecast. Now, I'm a big fan of Chromecast. This is called, I think it's called the Enhanced Chromecast, or something like that. There's a new name for it. But the new version of the Chromecast will allow you to stream in 4K, which is pretty much all it is. And apparently it streams a lot faster as well. So if you've got a 4K telly, why not buy the new Chromecast? Because you can look at things and they'll be prettier, I guess. But it's going to cost £101 to $129, this new Chromecast. But I don't really see the massive need to get a new Chromecast for me anyway, because ours works fine. I love my Chromecast, I really do. And they also announced a Wi-Fi contraption. Let me have a look and see if I can find what it's called, if it's listed on this article. Basically, they've announced a device that makes Wi-Fi work better in your house. That's pretty much it. It makes your Wi-Fi signals stronger around your house. So that's what Google announced. The most exciting thing is probably the phone, the Pixel phone, which I'm quite interested in, intrigued to see. I should say as well, there's two different versions of the Pixel phone. There's the normal one, or the XL. version, as there normally is these days. I don't think they've given any details as to when these are coming out in the UK, but I don't think there's much longer to wait in America. So the price for the standard phone is $599. The starting price for the XL is $719. Oh, actually, no, they go on sale on the 20th of October, so it's not far away, actually. So 600 quid for the normal one and 719 for the XL, which is still cheaper than the still cheaper than the iPhone 7s. So there you go. Anyway, that's what Google announced, so very exciting. It's always nice when new devices are brought into the market, so we wait and see whether they can make a dent in the Apple sales, the Apple phone sales. Very intriguing to see whether that happens.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, even though, they kind of, I get annoyed at the company, like, winding each other up, it's good for the consumer because it just pushes the tech to be better, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. So it's all very good. Right, so I think that is everything at the top of the show. So we're actually very quickly go through our Nintendo and Sony news.
Yeah, can I start?
Please.
Is that allowed? I'm going to do loads of Pokemon stuff. Hey, Colin, the date today is the 5th of October. If you're happy waiting until Tuesday, the 18th of October, then good news, because it's going to be a demo coming out for Pokemon Sun and Moon. These games are coming out so soon now. It feels like we've been reporting on it every week. Well, we have. But there's a demo version coming out. It's going to be, a special demo. The demo they did for Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby was really good because it kind of didn't mess around. It launched you straight into the middle of the game. So I imagine this will be more of the same. 18th of October for that. They also announced the next evolutions for the starter Pokemon, including Dartrix, Torracat, and Brion. Quite interesting looking Pokemon. I'll let you make up your own minds on these. We'll embed a video so you can watch them as well. I think the next stages will be the most interesting. Dartrix is so weird. It's like an owl with really sharp eyebrows. And that sounds like I'm being a dick, but that is actually what it is like. It's nuts. They also announced that there's going to be a new festival plaza, which will see people... Basically, you go to this plaza, you'll be able to see other people playing near you, and you can invite them to battle or trade. You can receive these things called festival coins, spend festival coins on things like rare items and bouncy castles for Pokemon to train in. There's also this thing called the Pokemon Pelago. In Pokemon Pelago, Pokemon are stored in a PC box, can explore different islands, play in athletic equipment, and enjoy fun activities. So you can, I guess you get stuff from sending them. It's kind of like a daycare center, but with the PC box. Mega Evolutions are coming back as well. The global link is being updated. And one of the most interesting things I saw about this, which is kind of like Fire Emblem in a lot of ways, is the idea of these kind of a QR rental teams. So basically, you'll be able to battle and obviously you'll battle with people around the world and with people near you and stuff. But you can share your team. So if you've got a really good setup, you can be like, hey guys, check out my team. I'm running this. And people will be able to download it using a QR code from the global link, and then they can have a go at using your team. It's just a really nice idea. I think they've never really done that kind of encourage that much communication before between players. So hopefully it's the right direction for Pokemon. Loads of news, more news as it comes, probably next week and a week after and a week after and a week after and a week after. Colin, he's on his phone.
When does Pokemon Sun and Moon actually come out, Chris?
When does it come out? Good question, Colin. I think it's the 5th of November. Oh no, it's later, 18th of November, and then it's the 23rd in Europe.
Remember the 5th of November.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking of that, to be fair.
Nice, fair enough. There you go. Right, so I've got 2 bits of news to talk about. And by the way, I'm looking at this Dartrix Pokemon. It's got a very long wing, hasn't it? It's just pointing at things and saying, hey, hello. Anyway, right, so 2 bits of news to talk about. Firstly, the Banner Saga, which is the Viking-themed, what genre is it again? I'm trying to think. I think it's a tactical battle RPG game. This has been in the pipeline for a while for PlayStation Vita. You'll remember a couple of months ago, might even be last year now, but the Banner Saga said they weren't going to be bringing it, the company said they weren't going to be bringing the Banner Saga to PlayStation Vita because they didn't have enough money. They'd run out of money to bring it to Vita, and there was a massive outcry. And so Sony stepped in, and their third-party production division are helping bring it to the PlayStation Vita. And there has been a lot of questions as to when this is happening. It's all gone quite quiet, but a statement has been released saying that it should be out early next year. So the Banner Saga for PlayStation Vita is still happening. We just have to wait a little bit longer for it, and the Banner Saga 2 could possibly be coming to PlayStation Vita as well. That's what the developers has said. So if you're looking out for the Banner Saga, and I know a lot of people are, it's very pretty, this game, lovely landscapes and art design, then not much longer to wait, just early next year, which could be January or could be April, anytime before then, but we're going to get it, so stop your complaining. Right, the other bit of news I've got, and I should have mentioned this last week because the news came out after we'd finished recording, but the PlayStation Plus games for October have been announced, and for PlayStation Vita you can get your hands on Actual Sunlight, which challenges you to confront the life of Evan Winter, an overweight, lonely, and severely depressed young professional. It's presented almost entirely in text, and it's a mixture of sharp observation and pitch-black humor, which captures your interest from provocative beginning to shattering conclusions. So a lot about this game when it was announced, actually. So that's a really cool game to put on PlayStation Plus. You can get that for free if you are on PlayStation Plus. You can also get Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth. This is an interesting game set in the outskirts of London. So you're restricted to an abandoned mansion. Lonely Cardia lives day to day isolated from the world. Her body carries a deadly poison that rots or melts anything her skin touches, prompting the locals to call her a monster. You play as this young woman whose poisonous touch means imminent death, and you unravel the secret of her past with the help of 5 charming guys. But don't touch them because they might burn to death. So there you go. So you get
what the fuck?
That's interesting, isn't it? Interesting.
Mental.
We get why it's set in London, but there you go. Actual Sunlight and Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth, both coming to actually they're available on PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Vita now. So go and get them, people. Go and get them now and enjoy them. Enjoy them. Enjoy them.
Enjoy. All right, Colin.
Hi.
You know, there's that big Animal Crossing New Leaf update coming this autumn after the game's been out for like years and years, but they're adding this massive update. It's all getting rather exciting. They've announced a feature which is on the Japanese Animal Crossing website anyway. It's called the Amiibo camera. Now, Colin, would you do me a big favor and click the link that I've put in the thingamabob? You will see there a very adorable picture of 2 of the characters from Animal Crossing on a random bridge in the middle of, well, I suppose it's Japan if it's from the Japanese Twitter account.
Yeah, I see it.
So we don't really know what this is. I mean, my assumption is you can scan your Amiibos or your Amiibo cards and then use it to kind of do these sort of VR photos. Very exciting, but you know, something that I will get a lot of joy out of because I love Animal Crossing and I love Amiibos and I love taking stupid pictures like this. So this is quite an exciting feature. I guess we'll get more when they do that Nintendo Direct on Animal Crossing later on this autumn.
Woo.
You want one more thing?
I'd love one more thing. Give me one more thing.
I have just been watching the opening movie for Monster Hunter Stories, which is out in Japan or coming out in Japan. No, there's still no news yet on whether it's coming out over here, but you can actually watch the intro kind of credit story, and it just looks beautiful. We'll embed it, watch the whole thing. It's just under 4 minutes. It's just so pretty, so lovely. Do check it out because I really want this game to come over here. I really, really want it to.
Oh, I hope it does then. I hope it does.
Thanks, mate. That's really sweet of you.
You're welcome, bro.
Love you.
Loves. Love forever.
Oh, loves, mate. You're my best.
You're the greatest. I'm the world's greatest. I'm the world's greatest. Damn. That's
What else is going on with you, Colin?
Not much, you know. My feet are cold. It's getting colder, isn't it? It's getting very cold now.
It is. Hey, have you been watching Luke Cage?
Hey, no.
Oh, it's so good.
I still need to watch the second season of Daredevil.
It is phenomenal. It's so good. It's like really stylish, really fun, very kind of got really intense moments, has a lot to say about, the way black people are treated in America. It's really, really good. I really recommend it. And the soundtrack is fucking amazing. It's so good.
Does it link to Daredevil?
A bit. It links more to Jessica Jones.
Yeah, I thought it would. Because don't they get together eventually? Spoiler.
I don't want to say anything.
It's like common knowledge. It's in the comic, mate. I think we all know.
But the Netflix show could deviate. Anyway, but yeah, I'd love to know what people are thinking of it at home. I think it's really great. I think it's better than Daredevil season 2.
Oh,
and I think it's maybe better than Jessica Jones as well.
I've not seen Jessica Jones, but I do need to watch the second season of Daredevil. I love the first season, but I don't have Netflix anymore, so sort of screwed. Still need to watch the third season of BoJack as well. I haven't done that yet either.
But you liked that.
I love BoJack. It's my babe.
All right, well, watch it then.
Yeah, I need to. The ending of the second season was brilliant. Oh, such a great show. It's one of the best animated shows ever, in my opinion. So well written.
Sure. It's not quite as good.
Are you a fan?
I do like it, but I don't think it's one of the best animated shows ever.
It is because it's funny.
It is good. It is good,
and it has quite serious tones as well, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like Scrubs can go from being very funny to very sad very quickly.
I think we're losing the plot a bit here, Colin. Should we wrap up?
Let's wrap up warm and look forward to The Apprentice starting tomorrow.
So exciting.
Love The Apprentice. Anyway, you're fired. How can people get in contact with us if they so desire, Chris?
Twitter.com/handheldpodcast. Send us an email to heroesofhandheld@gmail.com. We should say, I don't know, do you want to say this out loud?
Maybe.
We got a really nice email from a developer. Did you read this one?
When did we get it?
It wasn't last week. I think it was the week before last.
I think I may have read it.
From a developer, and it was really, really lovely. I don't want to give... The thing is, it's quite personal, so I don't want to give it away. But anyway, someone kind of clocked that we'd talked about and written about his game or her game and was like, just saying, thanks very much. It's been really hard work getting this done. I really hope you like it. Be really interested to see what you think. I've had a really hard time, and just thanks for talking about it. Every bit of press counts. And that was so sweet, because the thing is, Colin, with our podcast, right, we're not going to get, review copies of stuff from EA. That isn't happening. But what we do is we try and we do try and talk about the kind of the smaller games, because all games are good, really. And we do try and cover those things. And it was just really sweet. So anyway, heroesofhandheld@gmail.com if you want to write to us. Our website is heroesofhandheld.wordpress.com, or just do a Google search for Heroes of Handheld. Give us a review on iTunes as well if you like us, because it does make a difference.
Really, even if you don't like us. Even if you don't like us.
Yeah, that's true. Even if you don't like us, then still stick something up there, as it were.
Yes, do that. But thank you very much for listening, everybody. I have downloaded the demo for World of Final Fantasy. I think it's World of Final Fantasy. No, it wasn't. It was what's it called? The one the game that looked like Minecraft. Builders.
Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest Builders. Yeah, I've downloaded the demo for that. I haven't played it yet, so I will play that and report back next week. Hopefully it's good. Also, Rayman 2 is only £1.69 on Vita at the moment. PS1 Classic.
Oh, Rayman 2 is so good. Is that the one? That's the pirate ship one, isn't it?
I've not played it before, so I'm going to download it and play that as well.
You what? You've not played it before?
No, I played Rayman 3, but never played Rayman 2.
Oh, 2 is amazing.
All right, I look forward to playing it. Anyway, thank you for listening, everybody. Have a great week. We'll be back next week. Have a great week. Bye. Say bye, Chris.
Bye.